Welcome back, everyone. No, it's been a long time since we've been in the seat of the Esteemed, but tonight is going to be another great one for you. From my hometown, one of my brothers, K. Slade, the legendary, as we all know. I have the honor tonight to be sitting right here tonight with legends of their own, the legendary twins. I'd like to welcome them to the seat of the Esteemed.
Yo, appreciate it. What's going on, man? Appreciate
Definitely,
that. What's
brothers.
going on?
Definitely, brothers.
It was
This
great
is
to
an
meet
honor.
Sean Bigga finally. You know what I'm saying?
Bigger picture.
Yeah, the
Wow,
bigger
that's
picture in
what
the
it's about to be
house.
about. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
That's right.
Yes,
Absolutely,
indeed.
brothers. It's an honor to be here tonight with
I
y'all.
really appreciate
Likewise,
that.
brother.
Likewise, I really appreciate
That's right.
that. Appreciate
So
that.
y'all are actually from the Bronx, right?
Bronx and Harlem.
Great question. We was
yes.
born in Harlem Hospital, documented, but we was raised in the Bronx, and we would go back and forth since since childhood.
Yeah, go back and
Go
forth
back and
from
forth.
So-
East River Projects back to
Castle Hill Avenue and Castle Hill Avenue.
Yup.
So it's
Bronx.
both. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the,
Yeah.
we right next door to each other.
That's right.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
That's right. We love the Bronx.
exactly.
We love Harlem. We
Yep,
love 'em.
uptown.
Uptown.
You know, the queen get mad at me. I always tell her, I'm from the Bronx too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
the
you
Bronx is
got
where
it.
hip hop started.
Exactly,
Yes.
because
Hip-hop.
me and I've been together since I was 15, and I'm like,
That's
right.
I've been at your house since
Right,
I was
right.
15.
Like the
You know what I'm
Bronx,
saying? I'm from the BX too.
the Bronx is a
Yeah.
part of Harlem. You can't even
No,
really
yeah, it
mention
is. It
Harlem
really
and not
is.
say something about the
Yeah,
Bronx.
that's
You
right.
have to.
Yep.
They naturally connect. The Bronx and Harlem are.
Yes,
That's right.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
there.
Yeah, they definitely,
Yep.
listen. So, tell me how y'all rap career started, because I've been listening to a lot of y'all videos that and I'm mad because I'm like, wow, y'all hot. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Appreciate it.
yeah,
Thanks a
tell me
lot.
how the rap career
Started
started.
like it
Appreciate it.
1994 was fun. You know what I'm saying? Like we was
wow, that was the
like
time.
Camp Mariah. We went to Camp Mariah.
Yeah.
There was
Back in the
one
fresh air
dude-
fun.
Fresh Air Fun.
Yeah.
There would be like certain nights where it would be crowded in the bathroom. There would be one dude banging on the wall, and there would be another dude rapping.
Yeah.
And we're standing there witnessing this, and I'm like, that's dope. We want a part of that, and so we
Yeah.
started going to write our own rhymes, jot little 8 bars, 12 bars here and there, memorize it, and
Absolutely. Yeah, we
just start jumping in them ciphers and stuff.
Yeah, the fun part was the jumping in the ciphers and sharpening your skills.
Yeah.
The person who had the hottest rhyme and the longest rhyme usually was the one that sharpened you up. You wanted to be better than that the next time you rhymed.
Then from there, we started doing songs.
Yeah.
Learned the song format. Was battling people in Clinton High School.
Dope.
Wow, that's dope. So actually, 1994, I remember that time so well. That was right around the shift to hip hop. So y'all, that's about the time I would say that NWA, their plight was going down a little bit, but the shift to hip hop had taken place fully at that point. I think that's
Right.
when
Right.
the conscious rap had begun to start losing, Because what year did Biggie drop? Biggie dropped what? 90,
was it?
when did Biggie drop?
96, 97.
No. He
Nah,
died.
Maybe
Biggie-
I'm a little.
Biggie
Oh, you
dropped
talking
in
about
93, 90,
Biggie-
90? See, I'm tripping and all that. I'm tripping.
93, yeah.
Biggie was rapping since
Yeah.
Biggie was rapping since he was a kid, but on
You're
track.
right. I'm
On
talking
track,
about.
yeah.
I'm talking about when he really, really kind of like blew up. But when he dropped, you're right. That's
Like
that,
it
that
was
was
had to be somewhere in the early 90s.
Yeah,
93.
93, and
Yeah.
then 93,
Remember,
and then
Timmy the Loot,
the album was out actually a while before it got the commercial success that it got. When it
Right,
got
right,
the commercial success, it was already like 6-7 months old.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, that was around the different shift to hip hop. So that's
It was a great time for raw rhymes. It was a great time.
Biggie was lyrical. Anybody
Yeah.
that really, is a fan of Biggie knows that Biggie was lyrical.
And disc records was even fun back then because when I was growing up listening to a lot of those records, the Biggie records and the Nas records, I was just peeping this the other day, and I'm like, I didn't know they were disc records.
Right, because it was fun wondering who they was talking about.
Yeah, because they wouldn't shout each other's names.
Subliminals was fun to hear. You had to put two and two together.
Yeah, but hearing that Biggie was going at Nas on this one, and
Because you
Nas
didn't
was
even know
going
what
at
rappers
Biggie on
looked
this
like.
one.
You had to get a Source magazine to know what rappers look like. There wasn't no social media back then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
During that time, the West Coast definitely was their reign of power.
Right.
How did y'all feel about that coming in the game during?
I think
West Coast always had unity.
It was always. I think it was always a
Snoop
mixture.
Dogg time.
Yeah, because
Shouts to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, much
I think
respect.
definitely the West Coast is definitely dope, and I think they love the East Coast just as much. The East Coast loved the West Coast because they was definitely influenced by Big Daddy Kane and
Absolutely.
other artists.
Yeah, and KRS-One.
There's West Coast artists that have said it. They was influenced by Big Daddy Kane and other East Coast artists.
They say that all the time.
Yeah,
Yes,
just as
yes.
much as some of the East Coast artists was influenced by the West Coast artists.
Yeah, well,
I think it's a syndrome sort of like when you have a bigger brother. You know what I'm saying? And you envy your bigger brother.
Right.
And you watching him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Then you grow up and you want to show him
Right.
that, you know,
Right.
I'm strong too. I could,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I could, you know, I
Right.
could wrestle with you. I could fight with you. I think that's kind of what happened with that whole situation. They watched us for so long that they liked us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They envied us, and then at some point,
Right.
you know,
They wanted to get in. They wanted to get in position of power and all that.
Right.
so
Right.
that they could compete with us.
And they
So
got a few
Right.
great hits. Like I tell you,
Well-
some talent was unforgettable. Easy E and
Because
then
you got to
Snoop
remember,
Dogg
even
and then-
Snoop Dogg in '92 and all that, and when I was coming up, I was listening to Gin and Juice. You know what I'm saying? I had
Warren
the
G.
tape, both sides on the Warren G, the G Funk era.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we're East Coasters, so I just think if the music is dope, it doesn't matter what coast you're from.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Because I always, the '90s, the rap that was in the '90s was my favorite. KRS-One, J. Rue the Damager, Guru. Just listening to raw premiere tracks.
That's what fuels us to
MOP.
to rhyme like the way we do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's who your influences is.
Yeah, listen up to
I think those were the rappers that was out, but I think being dope was the main influence for us. Just being dope.
But listening to those, it started with them, like Wu-Tang Clan and all that. That's what gave us the wanting to be lyrical.
Yeah,
it was all about being
these
lyrical.
are rappers
to us.
that we was listening to.
Yeah, they were lyrically sharp.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, LL was nice too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I definitely would. Mama said knock you out. I respect all.
Even
his,
when he was when he was battling Kumo D, that was a classic battle.
yeah.
I gained
from
a lot
both
of respect
ends.
for Kumo D because I only thought Kumo D only had one record.
Right.
I didn't know him and LL was actually going back and forth.
Yeah.
That's what made me respect him. So I said, that's a classic battle right there.
And I really
for
gave
years.
Kumo D the respect
Yeah,
because
shouts to,
he didn't
Kumo
stop.
D. Yep.
Regardless whether you think Kumo D won or LL Cool J won, they both didn't stop. They just, every record that came
went
from
on
each
for
side
years.
was hot.
That's right.
So
That's right.
we used to have like the Michael Jackson Prince thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It was,
right,
it was
right,
a split
right.
it was a split
Right.
in the street.
Yeah.
LL or Kumo D, which one? You know what I'm saying? That was like
Right.
it was
And
a
the fact
battle
that they was
back
going
then.
and they kept it on wax, that made it even more
No,
dope.
it was that was
Yep.
I gained more respect for Kumo D after that because I said, oh, this is not his last song. I said, yo, he got another one?
That's like the 90s. I think the 90s was the greatest
Yeah, that
era
was
for
the
hip hop.
time,
There's
yeah.
no other era better for hip hop than the 90s.
It can't be
You know what I'm saying?
duplicated.
The late 80s, the whole 90s.
Definitely. I say from 85 to 95.
Agreed.
For sure.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? That
Agreed.
was just a different epic time.
Too cool.
So I was saying about Mariah Carey, that y'all was a part of,
On the camp,
Fresh
we
Air
went to
Fund,
Fishkill, New York.
Fresh Air Fund.
Career awareness program.
Yeah.
That's really good. I like positive stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That, is that still around? Does she still do
I
that?
think the Fresh Air Fund is still around. I definitely think you
Fresh
can
Air
look
Fund
them
is
up, Google
definitely-
them, and see what they. I definitely think that they're probably bigger and way better than they
I know
was
they-
before, and they was great back then.
Yeah, I know. When we was there, we got to see we saw the Fugees perform live.
Yeah.
We saw the Brat perform live.
Yeah, some Mariah Carey.
We saw Mariah Carey. We saw Total.
Yeah,
They performed live, and it was a dope experience.
it was a dope experience.
Yeah, shout outs to Mariah Carey, and what's the name of it again?
Camp Mariah.
Camp Mariah.
Awareness program.
Yeah, at the Fresh Air Fund.
The Fresh Air Fund in Fishkill, New York.
We need more of that in the community. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if we have more of that in the community right now, we get these kids off the street with all this nonsense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's why I don't like them. I tell you,
we definitely went there and picked up a talent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Much shout out to that.
Yeah.
So I see you guys all over social media rocking with the Queen, Oprah. You got to tell me about that.
Oh,
you know,
appreciate
Oh,
that.
man.
I'm from watch her as a kid, you know. We all, I think, did, you know.
Yeah, that's
Gotta tell me about that. Yeah.
Oh, appreciate that. It was it's a blessing meeting her from the very first time we met her, like over 10 years ago.
Cause she has like her quotes and her just her whole way of thinking is like it's like meeting her in person. You know, it changed the way we think. It's like it's two people. It's like it's three people. It's like before we make a decision, we'll be like, okay, well, how would our mom handle this, or how would Oprah handle this?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it's like she had an effect. Like a lot of the poetry and the material that she has out had a positive effect on how we think, how we eat,
quotes.
Yeah, how we eat. We fast a lot. You get a lot of great things from listening to her. We just never thought that we would be blessed to meet her as many times as we did.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like when she comes to the city, it's like you know, God leads us right to her. You know.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's really great.
Yo, appreciate that.
We was on the show that I was previously on, and Tretch was on there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Tretch mentioned y'all have a good relationship with Tretch.
Yeah, Tretch is dope.
Yeah, shout out to
Tretch. Much respect.
Shout out to Tretch.
Yeah, like everybody shout y'all out. I mean, y'all have mentioned it so many rhymes and there's so many different stuff.
Yeah,
it's an honor to be
here.
here.
Rhyme. Shout out to Graf. He mentioned us in the rhyme.
Like really went out the way to
shout out to Tretch.
Tretch. He shouted us out.
We didn't even believe that he knew K-Slade was our brother, but he knew. I guess he found out. I believe it probably was from Ice-T. Shouts to the OG Ice-T.
Yeah, I think Ice-T told him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think. I don't know, but you know, he got the right sources, and he gave us a nice big shout out, and we really appreciate that.
So shouts to Tretch.
You know, we're very proud to be here rocking with Sean Bigga, man. Classic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't get this. It's very exclusive. Yeah. Not everybody can get it.
Yeah, the Twin Towers.
Blood in here.
K-Slade's brothers, the Twin Towers.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely want to ask y'all, because I'll be looking at all the pictures.
Okay.
Y'all do some fly dudes. You know, I like to be
Oh,
fly.
appreciate it. Yes, I see.
Absolutely.
Very nice. My man killing it right now.
I see the tailor-made and all that.
Yes, very icy. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything is real. We'll be the first to tell you, everything from us stepping into the door, everything is real. It's not no internet. It's nothing fake about it. It's all real in person. Yeah. It's all real.
I peep the style. I gotta, say that. That's, it's hard for us big guys to, we gotta. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very honored and proud to be here, man, rocking out. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks a lot for having us, man.
Yeah, what did you want to ask us?
Yeah, everything, So tell me about some of the artists y'all have worked with, because I know y'all didn't with Mano and different people like.
We didn't really. Okay.
It would have been dope to work with Mano, but we never worked with him. We saw him a couple of times.
Yeah.
We gave each other a dap. What's up? But we worked with Fred the Godson.
Yeah, we did.
Rest in peace.
We did a dope song with him.
Yeah, it's called 21 Reasons.
We play that like every day to keep his name alive. Right. Yeah. We just plop it on.
And rest in peace to Party Artie. We did a song with Party Artie.
Yeah, and we also did a song with the legendary Kid Creole from the Furious Five.
Yes.
Shouts to him.
Yeah, it's called
Hold
Sick
Your
Trio.
Head While You're in Prison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And we did an album with DJ K-Slade. So it wasn't really many people that we worked with, but the people that we worked with, as we just named, with legendary.
Speaks volumes. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking about your brother, such a legendary, that's to even do something with him is amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
He's put on a lot of people in the game.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's,
I love it.
A proud thing to be proud of.
Yeah.
What's today, now that y'all have been in the game for almost 25, 30 years, today, as we see hip hop for us guys that's in their 40s, what do you think today's hip hop? Where do you think the game is at now?
Well, I don't really.
That's a good question.
That's a great question. I don't want to go in too much and say what I really would like to say, but I tell you, I'm all about the message with it, and I don't think the message in most of the music that's out is good.
I wish it would go back to the era where where we was kind of like just talking about like the way it was like competitive, but where it's staying on wax and it's just like lyrical beef, like lyrical warfare.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And the get money rap is cool, right, Twin? But I just feel like I just wish the rhymes were a little bit better. You know, and the music was a little bit more stronger. It just sounds like a lot of the music you hear is just lazy.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like the state of hip hop is boring.
Yeah.
Because everybody's rapping about the same stuff. Everybody got money, cars, the jewels, the women. It's the same nonsense that you could rap about it, but it's like the artists, they're not even rapping about it in a way would make me want to get it, to go out and get the
to inspire us to want to, it just sounds like things are lazy. Like,
there's no skills. Add skills, man. We need more skills in hip hop today, man.
I totally agree.
We need more skills.
I agree with what you said too. It's what we write. You know what I'm saying? Let's write. Let's put down something that benefits the
there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
there you go.
Why are we writing garbage? You know what I'm saying? And and if it's gonna be garbage, because I guess it always was a little bit garbage, but you always had to clean up. You know what I'm saying? You know,
right.
So it was a balance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think we're losing the balance now.
Yeah, because mostly everything moves through the engine of music. Mostly the world is inspired by music. Some kind of rap, this, that, it's the music. So to me,
it's really no consistency. See, we don't have a like an outside platform like that, because if people was hearing us like consistently, they would know you could definitely be inspired by us, because we don't change our rap style for anybody. And we're not going to change our rap style for anybody, because for one, we don't care what people think about our music. We'll drop a dope song. If people don't like it, good. You know what I'm saying?
We're inspired off that to make another song that people won't like.
We're going to keep making songs that people don't like.
Yeah, we make the song of it. We make the song. We approve of it. And repeat.
Exactly.
Repeat the process.
You know what I'm saying? But definitely, because being lyrical is fun.
Yeah.
Because when you're lyrical, you don't even know what the artist is going to say next.
Yeah, and how you put the words together. That's an amazing thing.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah. I love to hear it. I love wordplay. I come from
That's
that.
right.
Yeah.
I come from that.
You let us hear a couple of joints too. You let us hear a couple of joints too. That was fire.
You got some joints with Keith Murray. That's dope as shit. Everybody can't say that they have a song with him. So shout out to
me. That's a taste of '90s fire right there. Because
Keith Murray.
Because those guys that you work with, those two guys, they're from the '90s.
Yeah, the most beautifulest thing, man.
Yeah.
So, that's legendary right there.
Absolutely, and I can't wait to work with y'all.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that major, man.
Absolutely. That's definitely in the works.
Absolutely.
All everybody got to do is just, we pick the raw beat, and just write the fire. And get busy.
Yep. And there's no age to rapping. There ain't no age to rapping.
Yeah.
You can rap whatever. You can stop at whatever age you want. You can rap 100 years old, 200. If God grants you 200 years, you can rap.
I always tell people, upcoming or people who want to be rappers, don't let society dictate what age that you want to be or that you should be. When it comes to this thing called rapping and music, nobody should be able to dictate when you, how old that you should get or what age. You can't rap at 40 or 50. None of that exists here.
You rap till you 90, 80. If you're around and you still keeping yourself healthy and you look good and you can still rap, you can out rap these young whippersnappers.
Yeah,
you know
shouts to Melba Moore. She's in the upper ages. She just put out a new album, and it's great too. Yes, Melba Moore. She's in the Gloria Gaynor. She's in the upper ages. She just put out a new music. So the age, I say that to say, age doesn't stop it.
No doubt. I mean, I think actually each age that we go into, if we're expressing our perspective from that stage, it's actually important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's important to see, all right, this is how Kane sounded in '88.
Right.
This is how Kane sound in 2025.
True.
Right.
That's true too.
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
That's a good example.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yep.
bravado, the
a good
progression,
example.
and to
Right.
be able to see, okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
Growth is always dope.
It's growth.
Growth and elevation is always dope.
exactly. I think that's very important. And if we don't, like I heard someone say, like the younger generation need the older generation to tell them how to get old.
That's true.
That's a fact.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
Right.
That's
And the
you
thing
know what I'm
is,
saying?
with
That's
the
a
younger
fact.
generation,
They
don't wanna listen, though.
that's the problem. The younger generation has to want to listen.
Yeah, they
though. It's
wanna-
like they're real hard at listening. They don't want to listen to what's going to help them now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And if you actually want to get them to listen, once again, it's to the music. It got to be in a way to where it can grasp, the youth's attention.
Right.
It can catch their attention, and maybe they can start changing the way that they're going about things and doing things.
Make it fun for them.
Right,
That's
right.
one way to catch their attention. Kids like to be excited.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
So-
do.
Right.
But
to me, it's just always vital when you listen to the music, when the kids listen to the music and it has a bad message, and
right.
it has a message that's not gonna make them grow up in the right direction.
Right.
That's what's the vital thing about it. That's why I say, like, rappers that have influence, it's never cool when they promote the wrong thing. I don't want to sound like a nerd or nothing, but I
But
just
that's a fact.
kids listen to the
real, bro.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
kids listen to the music so much. They listen to the music more than they listen to their own moms and dads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now check this. I'm gonna, elaborate to that point. This just happened yesterday. I'm driving in the car with my 10-year-old. So he says, "Dad, I have a new favorite rapper." I said, "What's this rapper name?" You know what I'm saying? He said, forgive me, it starts with a K, CASHAPP something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody will know who he is when I finish, you
Right.
know? So I'm like, never heard of this guy. Who's this guy? He said, "I want to play the video for you." So he put on a video, and it's a Chinese kid, and he's in Brooklyn.
Wow.
And he's around all of these guys that look like they're gangsters and, hustlers and drug dealers. And he's doing the remake, basically, of Tekashi 9.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's
So,
a tough one right there.
He's in the video, and my son is like, "This is
I
my
already get
favorite
it.
rapper." He's 10. So I said,
It's like, oh
"What
my
do you
gosh.
like about this?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said, "It's hot, it's good." I said, "You ever heard of Tekashi 9? He said, "Yeah." He said, "I know Tekashi 9, the Rainbow Kid." I said, "This is a remake of that." He said, "No, Dad." I said, "It is." I said, "No, Dad." I said, "Tell me this. What is he talking about?"
Right.
That gets you so interested.
Right. That makes
What
you
is
so
he
interesting.
talking about?
Right.
He don't know. He's looking at me. I said,
You see?
Right.
I said, "All right. You know what smoking on ops mean?
Right.
See, you giving
Right.
it to
Do
him
you
straight raw
even
there. I
know
love
what
it.
that means, smoking on ops? Do you know what he mean when he say that he, coming by shooting and doing all of this?" He said, "Dad, you don't like him, you know what I'm saying, because, he's Chinese?" I said, "No, it have nothing to do with that."
Yeah.
I said, "Dad, first of all, like truth, and I like reality."
That's right.
I said, "The truth is, he's nowhere in Brooklyn on no Brooklyn block, busting no corner or doing anything that he's saying in this rhyme.
Right.
But you know what? Those guys standing behind him are. That's their real reality.
Right.
His real reality, his parents probably own a Chinese store somewhere in Brooklyn, and he know those guys from the neighborhood from coming in.
Yeah, they just give him a little money to fund the video and
a little
stuff.
kid that grew up with them and might have went to school with them and
Right.
stuff like that. But the
Right.
reality is his reality is not theirs.
Right.
So him rapping in their reality is false.
Right.
Right. Right.
Now the major problem is that now my 10-year-old son is telling me that this is his favorite rapper.
Right. See?
And I'm asking you, what is he talking about? And you don't know. I said, but you know what? By the time you figure out what he's talking about, it'll be too late. It'll be in your spirit.
Right. That's deep.
And that's what I have a problem with.
Right. See?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I said, I understand what you like about him. It's the sound.
Right.
They
You
addict
got
you
it.
to the sound.
Yeah.
I said, what is it you like? He couldn't describe.
You had to tell him for him.
He can't even, it's the energy, right? It's the thing. It's the, you know.
Right.
I said, that's how you get pulled in.
Right. The frequency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The frequency.
Yeah.
You don't even know what he's saying, but by the time you figure out those words, you locked in because you done repeated it so many times.
There you go.
Rolling the dude, smoking on the op, do this, no on block, and then said it was the same thing with me with NWA.
Right.
I wasn't a nigga for life.
Right.
I didn't have no problems with the police.
Right.
I was a good kid. Went to private school.
Right.
When I heard NWA, I was in front of the mirror. You know,
Made you right.
You know what I'm saying?
It made
the
you
cops
want to
trying to kill me.
Right. Especially coming up at the young age.
I see what you're saying.
The cops trying to kill me. I'm a nigga.
I see what you're saying.
Right.
I see what you're
especially
saying.
coming up at the young age.
I see exactly what you're saying.
Who's gonna stop you at that age? You can't. They can't even talk sense into
Why
you
do
at
they
that
call
age.
myself a nigga? You ask me.
Right.
Because the police always want to harass me.
Right.
I'm 12.
Right. And when you go to school, you emulate it.
Exactly.
You want to you picture yourself around all the girls and stuff. You know how that go, man.
Yeah, you just.
So,
I think it's corny that I think the youngins they look up to rap like that.
Yeah.
But
it don't have to be so negative to be hot.
See, I think
it don't.
That's why I respect how you said you did it. You know, you're questioning them. You're deeply questioning them, and you're finding out. You're teaching them right then and there.
Yeah.
Yes.
With step by step, like, well, what does this mean? What does this mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like you're teaching them what it means, and you're teaching them. It's like, it's not right.
Yeah.
Not everything that you hear is good.
Yeah. It sound cool.
Yeah.
Talk about killing people.
Yeah. That's not cool.
And you want to know
Definitely
something?
not cool.
Yeah.
And
that
raw
sounds
rap
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And
nothing cool about that.
And I remember rap used to be raw, and it wasn't really rapping about like, for instance,
If you're talking about killing a microphone,
right,
that's all right to kill.
He said,
like, for instance,
We do that.
remember how many MCs, my dude on Buckshot, right? Now, he wasn't rapping about that's a lyrical song, but you see, he shot it in Brooklyn. He in the Brooklyn project, stay 1,000 deep on the bench.
Right.
So you see, it wasn't about
MCs must get this.
Yeah.
How many? Well, like I said, because rap was more. It was competitive.
Yeah.
It was more like because to be rap, to rap in the '90s, you had to be talented.
Right.
Everybody wasn't
Absolutely.
rapping. Everybody wasn't rapping. That's why.
Absolutely.
When a rapper opened his mouth, you knew he had something to say because everybody wasn't rapping in the '90s.
Right. You was looked at as like a superhero.
Automatically, if two rappers was going at each other, you knew this is one dope rapper going at another dope rapper, and it's competitive.
Yeah.
And it's definitely fun and exciting for the listener to hear.
Absolutely.
You couldn't spit nothing that was heard either. You know.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Exactly.
That would have made it even worse for you.
That was heard.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you just been exposed that you're not creative now.
Exactly. Yeah, you had to. Yeah, it was
It's rap definitely not
much
that
higher,
now.
much higher in the '90s. Much higher.
That's why it's the
It
best
was
era.
more expected of you, like if you was an MC. It was more expected.
the
I think
best
that was before the drug dealers.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
the hustlers thought that I could do this too.
There you go. There you
Right.
go. I say the drug dealers wanted to be the rappers, and the rappers wanted to be the drug
The
dealers.
drug
right.
dealers,
That's a
when they
fact.
thought
That's a
I
fact.
could do this too, it
Yeah.
changed. So now this is like one of the major things that everybody always right now wrestle with, being that we in this time. So for the twins, maybe I have to say it's the same for y'all, maybe not. But who would y'all say, especially with your brother being the legend he is, who y'all opinion matters? Top 5.
Artist.
Top 5 from then to now?
Let me see. I will go with, to be honest, I'll go with KRS-One for
Always
me.
in there.
Jadakiss number 2, Styles P number 3, LL Cool J number 4. That's just it might be a little weird order, but these are just like the. Let me see. 5. I'll put Rakim 5. I'll put Rakim 5. But there's no really specific order. Those are just 5 of my favorite. Those are just 5 of my favorite, but there's no order.
No order. No order.
Yeah, it's no order.
That was a good line.
No,
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn.
Probably.
Who was your 5? Any 5 that you could feel like that you think
okay,
of?
probably let's say like Redman. Let's say KRS-One.
Nice.
Yeah, KRS is always there.
You always got it. He's the blast master. Okay, Redman, KRS-One. Gotta throw Jadakiss in there. He says some amazing ish. You know what I'm saying? Throw Jadakiss in there. Okay. Redman, KRS, Jadakiss. Nah, you gotta throw Eminem in there.
Okay. I like Eminem songs too. I
remember how I started hearing him.
First time
he was so nice. Like I thought he was black.
Yeah.
So I can't forget that.
Say What You Say is one of my
You
favorites.
gotta give it up.
Say What You Say is one of my
You
favorites.
gotta throw Eminem in there. And he probably still could tear somebody's head off to this day. So I definitely so Eminem. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And who else? Let me see. Number 5. Kane. I'll put Kane in there.
Nice.
Big Daddy Kane.
No, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how raw he was back in the day, and like how fast, like he had the machine gun spit rap. Like what's that song? It's called Ain't No Half Step, and that's definitely one of my favorite joints. So you got to throw Kane in there for that.
Warm It Up, Kane is one of my favorite
Kane
too.
could battle his ass off back in the days.
That's good. Yeah. Now, what's the top 5 groups?
Groups.
All right, to me, all right.
Damn,
to me, I'll go with Wu-Tang,
Wu-Tang,
The Lox.
Definitely.
I'm agreeing with you.
The Lox.
We're gonna have to have the same brain on. We have the same brain. We got the same brain on this one, man.
Def Squad.
Okay.
That's 3.
Def Squad. Wait.
What else can I think of? EPMD.
EPMD. Okay.
And De La Soul.
Wow.
That's good. That's really good. De La Soul is definitely
For several different reasons.
Yeah.
That was a good line.
That was
Appreciate it, Appreciate it. I'm like, to me,
that was good.
like, appreciate it, my man. You already know.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. Those are my favorites, like the top 5 groups, I could say. Yeah.
No, that's amazing right there. Shout out to all of those people right there.
All right.
Now, being in hip hop, when we first started out with this thing, everything was centered around the DJ. In our era, we seen it get shifted from the center of the DJ. Yeah. Being that your brother is who he is, and maybe y'all want to explain the importance of the DJ.
Yeah, the DJ is no matter how great you rap, the DJ takes it. They take your verbal skill and talent to the next level because they have to play your music and they have to they're the ones that get your music out there.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm talking about in the community, at parties. You hear your music.
Important. Yep.
Yeah, you hear your music blasting out to thousands of people. And
it's almost like you make a good team. Like you make especially if you're performing live. You know what I'm saying?
You make the music.
You got the mic. They back there. You can say DJ hit it.
Yeah. Then they give you the radio play. Radio play, as you know, very strong. Rappers can't be like really worldwide. On the from the radio without the exposure from the DJ. The DJ has to be there.
An example. When you watch the Lox versus with Dipset, did y'all see how on point the Lox DJ was?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a perfect example. I don't even have to use no more examples.
Right. Besides the fact that they practiced, the DJ was on point.
Because the DJ could have been off.
Right,
like, they DJ was so on point. Jadakiss had him like, yo, DJ, put this on. Yo, they even speaking in code. He said, throw the napalm sack.
Right.
They even
right.
talking code with the DJ. Like,
Right.
that's
right.
how important the DJ is. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. The DJ
Our
will
brother was a
definitely.
DJ.
Yeah, you can be being lyrically great is one thing, but the DJ could definitely take you to the next level.
We
as
have
far
a
as you getting
DJ.
your
Shout out
music
to the
out
legendary DJ Bob Ski, Cool Bob Ski.
there. Yeah.
And shouts to DJ Dollar Bill. He DJ with our older brother.
Yeah.
DJ K Slay.
Yeah.
You know, DJs are very important.
Yeah, K-Slay, he's the first one. Like he played our music 5 great times on Hot 97.
So we can say we know
Yeah.
what it feels like to have a record played
Yeah.
on national radio.
He was very important to
several
us
times.
because we would not know without him playing our music on Hot 97. We would not know what it feels like to hear our record being played to millions of people. We wouldn't know what that's like. So
Yeah, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying?
appreciate that.
With that said, y'all never, tried to use your brother. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Y'all
Yeah,
was
absolutely
definitely y'all etched out your own thing.
Yeah.
You elaborate on that, on making
Sure.
it on your own, being your own. Because that's
Yeah.
commendable that
Yeah.
y'all never.
Oh,
you know what I'm
appreciate it.
saying?
Thanks
Yeah,
a lot.
absolutely.
If that was my brother, I'd have been.
Thank you.
Man,
No, we
Thanks a
did
lot,
when
family.
we was younger.
Nah. You're not you're not wrong for that, Bigga, because that's how we started out. That's how we started out. We had to branch off.
Yeah, because
We had to branch off.
and that's what Slay was saying. We tried to, but I thank him not wanting to get with us when we was younger. I thank him for that because it made us branch up. And made our own name and our own path, which we did successfully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because even before he transitioned, he knew our name. He knew a few of our stage names. I regret Slay never saw us perform live.
One time he did though.
He did one time
When
on
we
the
was on
Ice-T
Fox
show.
5, when we was on Fox 5 with
I
Ice-T,
think,
that was it.
Towards the end of 23 and the whole 2024, that's when we've been performing live actively.
Yeah,
and it's
K-Slay he never really got to see us
Yeah.
perform live. That's what that man was missing,
and,
man.
and anybody who's ever seen us perform live, it's the best thing you've ever seen. So
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt, absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, you can see that here with you guys talking. Your energy is crazy. You
Oh,
know what I'm
Appreciate
saying?
it. Thanks a lot. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
But that's how you have to do. You have to make your own name. You can't.
Yeah, we good.
You cannot come up piggyback riding off of nothing. Like there's so many, even a lot of rappers that we've seen that they showed us support, like Styles P, Jadakiss. These are all great people we ran into. They supported our music, and they never knew that K-Slay was our brother.
And
Never.
everybody, there's still a whole nation full of people that don't know Slay is our brother.
Yeah.
Because
And if they don't believe us,
That's good.
there's reliable sources they can go to. But to me, it's a compliment because his name was so big. K-Slay's name was so big that people who don't believe he's our brother, it's a compliment to us.
Yeah.
It's a
Because
compliment.
there's people that actually think we're capping. Nah,
Yeah,
no,
but
no cap.
That man blood run right through
you
our
can look
veins.
right at
We
your
all look
faces,
alike
see that,
anyway,
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
There's just somebody that would, don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't matter. It's a lot of trolls.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Basically.
Troll nation. We don't.
Right.
Yeah, that's
ignore
right. We
them.
don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
ignore them.
it's the winner team over here, man.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't.
Winner
they
circle
don't
over here.
exist. Your brother had a lot of legendary friends as well. That to this day scream his name. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, our relationship was good. Everybody I know Whack 100. He's one guy that says that he was very close with K. I never saw him with K, but he's good people. He was good with K.
Well, we never really had any run-ins with Whack 100. We saw him one time.
Yeah.
He was cool. We dapped
shook
each other
his hand.
up. We spoke to each other for a couple of
Yeah, we
minutes. He
just,
was,
skirted
and
off.
we skirted off. But
Yeah,
what I
we
will
never-
say is,
we don't have any.
he never took sides on us, as far as I know. As far as
We
like,
definitely respected with
yeah,
that.
I definitely
He never took sides with us because he
yeah.
knew that it's public knowledge that us and Slay wasn't like seeing eye to eye.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I'm
when
saying?
I heard what he was saying about us,
Yeah.
it wasn't anything negative. So I
Yeah.
said, "Oh, he's,
Yeah.
that's dope that he never took sides on us and anything."
he
So
never
as
took
far as
sides.
that, otherwise,
Yeah.
we never really had any interactions with him like
Yeah.
that. Never really.
Yeah.
Do your the family have any part of the diaper business? His diaper business?
No, nah, not that we know of.
Nah,
Not that, no.
not that. Nah, that didn't come over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I call it how it is. You know what I'm saying? I would hate, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know,
It's all good. Go ahead.
if that guy right there, you know what I'm saying? He's very close to me, you know what I'm saying? And I love him and I care about him. And if the relationship and the bond that we have, and I say he's my brother, I would expect that if something was to happen where I'm not here, or vice versa, or something to happen where he's not here, my family will be good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it always bothered me when people scream this multi-millionaire power stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I hear, all right, that was your brother.
Right.
All right, so the family got stake, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we supposed to figure it out, something.
Everybody's
like,
doing great, but it ain't through
working in
him.
the company.
Yeah, it ain't through. It's
Right.
not through him. Like that's
No,
what.
I know, not through him.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what I'm saying. But
He just randomly-
Nah,
you
you got
understand
it.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, you got it.
You know what I'm saying?
You got it. You got
If
it.
you, my brother,
Yeah.
my family should be networking with you somehow. If
That's absolutely
we
correct.
on some if we screaming millionaire, you know,
absolutely correct.
type stuff.
Right, absolutely.
And I always
You know what
wanted
I'm
to keep
saying?
it in
Why
the family,
we not
man.
networking in family? If
Right.
I'm going and I passed away, is my mom good? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, is my brother's good? Is my children good?
Right.
Right.
If my family not good, don't say my fucking name.
Right.
What are
Absolutely.
you saying my name for?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
That's just me. I'm sorry.
Nah,
you know,
absolutely.
you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
That's
you're
just-
absolutely
you
correct.
know,
I
that's,
can't.
you know, people
Because
say
me and my
Bigga,
brother
you
don't
know.
like. We don't jerk around the truth. You're absolutely
Yeah,
correct. You know, and we always saw ourselves as like us and him as like the Run DMC. Like, you know, he's the DJ. You know,
Yeah, with
where
rappers,
Run
you know what I'm
DMC. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
It never.
it didn't come out like that. But
Yeah.
we
I
just
think-
learned to deal with it, and you know.
Yeah. I think if he was cooler with us, we would have been like.
I think it would still be
Yeah, it
here,
would've
just
been-
in our
Like,
opinion.
it would have been like.
Because
I'm
there's so
telling
much
you.
we would have fed him, just
Yeah,
like
like we
No,
could have learned
that's
so
what
much from each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know, we're definitely. I think we're doing an amazing, remarkable job keeping his name and his legacy here.
That you do.
You know,
Yeah.
he got an avenue named after him.
Yes.
I think every powerful thing that we do, and every powerful move that we make, every positive move we make, it definitely, it's keeping his name and legacy alive.
The biggest thing, the biggest flex that we have is that we're not crash outs.
Yeah.
It's expected for us to have, you know, a whole bunch of negativity on our resume and be into it with this person and that. That usually comes with artists or, you know, people you see on camera nowadays. You know what I mean? And it's a big flex that we're never in beef or never in problems with people. It's a big flex. And you know, keeping K Slay's legacy going, that's a big part of it because if we're in problems with people, that gets us jammed up and we can't keep his legacy going. So, you know, we stay out of people's way, we stay out of trouble, we stay out of nonsense. We say that proudly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And,
Absolutely.
You know, and shout outs to everybody, even, you know, Whack 100, because he does keep his name going as well.
Yeah, I give him that.
I
Yeah,
just, you
super
know,
props for that.
you know,
I give him props for that.
What I'm just saying is just brother, you know, let's financially be responsible. You know what I'm saying, for
Real
our
dude.
people as well. That's all.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
real dude. I
dude.
respect
You
you
real
on
dude for that.
Yeah.
I see you on that.
Yeah. Right now, I don't know what's going on. Me and my queen talk about it every day as the world talk. What's happening? Are they trying to systematically take down powerful black men that's in the industry?
Wow.
With these allegations that's coming up? Because even now today, Fat Joe is now a part of these allegations. You know, TA, The lawsuit has now went out with TA, and
Wow.
I looked at the lawsuit and the stuff in this. I mean, it's crazy.
You know what it is between
Wow.
that
You got
and then
children underage,
wow.
all type.
So
what
between
is this?
that and then the Diddy thing and stuff, to me it just seems like, I guess it's like
I don't know. You gotta. I think.
a
Well, I
lot
know
of
for
stuff
one,
which just goes around. I
only
guess
God could judge.
I guess only God could judge.
Only God could judge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
just
saying?
God
So
judging.
what we have
Well,
to do is you have to just sit back,
Yeah,
let it
just
play
sit-
out, and
and you have to say, man, listen, you know, don't you watch? Because me and my brother, we watch, and we just from watching others, we know what decisions to make and what not to make. You know, but we stay real silent. You know,
yeah,
but,
only God can judge. You just sit back and
Yeah.
just let it play out. But only God can judge.
yeah,
And
only
I-
God can judge.
I
God
definitely
could judge.
agree that only God could judge. I wonder if this is God's judgment. You
Right,
know what
well,
I'm saying? Or is this something orchestrated by the powers that be?
Well, that's why you got to keep your nose clean. I say because something with like as far as like what was told us, OG told me and my brothers. He said, "Twins, be careful what y'all do. Something, some messed up stuff that you do now can come back and bite you 10 years later. It
You know
can
what they
come
say,
back
like,
and bite
what's-
you 15 years later.
What's done in the dark come out in the light.
And I'm just basically saying what the OG
Yeah.
told us. So
Yeah.
from what we get with all this is like, you know, you got to keep your nose clean because, you know,
Yeah.
something that you done back then, it might come back and just bite you. It
Yeah.
might just bite. This is what was told to us,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Absolutely.
And I'm shouts to we went to high school with TA. TA probably would look at us and be like, "Yo,
Like they're still around?
they're still around."
He's like, those two are
Yeah,
still
word,
around?
yeah.
But that's crazy. I mean, hopefully they can work their situation out, and you know, and
Yeah.
just hopefully they can get back to making some money together.
Yeah, people know we're like hermits, man. We're like
'cause
the
peacemakers of everything.
We want the peacemakers for everything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we don't want
We do legendary ish and stay out of the way.
yeah, the legendary power moves we make, like we never
That's
really,
it.
as much as people want to like, you know, a lot of people try to throw us under the bus and say negative things about us. and
People
we
have
don't,
made several videos about us.
yeah, that comes with when you're winning. It's like yourself, right, Bigga? When you're winning, people saying they'll say anything that they can to try to throw you under the bus. That comes with winning. It's
That's
a part
part
of
of
it,
winning.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's no winner that's exempt from it.
No winner doesn't have a pack of haters behind them. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, it comes with it. It
That's
definitely is a part of it.
Yeah,
I feel
just laugh at
sorry.
it.
I feel sorry for some of them because you know it's actually you got to analyze what are you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I always, you know, me myself, I'm the type of person that I like to look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And when
Right.
I look in the mirror,
Right,
I'm not confused with what I see.
right, and you
Right.
have your
I see
integrity.
beyond this.
Yep.
I see what's here, and
You have your integrity.
yeah, if that was dark,
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't like to look in the mirror.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
So
So you can,
Yeah.
I see why a lot of these people like act the way they act. You know, I'm like I said, me and my brother, we're so raw at watching what goes on, but then staying out of it. Like, nah, don't move like that. Don't do that. Don't go this way.
What would Oprah do in this situation? What would our mom do? What would
Yeah.
our pops do?
Right.
You know, we always listen to the OGs that fed us the classic information and gave us the gems to just stay out of the way. That's why people have been seeing us for years and they wonder like how you've never seen us in any fight videos.
Yeah.
You know, you'll hear people make videos disrespecting us, but that's like we just said, like, you know, that comes when you're winning.
Yeah. Like people, they'll say when they see us speak positive about K-Slay, and they say, yo, K-Slay didn't like them. Yo, why K? I'm like, man, so what, man? Who cares, man?
yeah,
Okay.
brother.
Who cares, man? K-Slay's our brother.
Come
Tell me,
on,
you know,
man.
he was
So
our,
what?
he was
Y'all
our older
came
brother.
out the same woman.
Yeah,
exactly.
So what? You know what I mean?
Like, get out of
But they
here.
get mad that we're not
Yeah.
mad. They be like, how do they just brush it off? I'm like,
Yeah.
and so what, man? Who cares,
Yeah,
man?
come on, man. How many
So
brothers?
what?
You just stop. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's just trolling.
Yeah,
that's just
yeah.
trolls right
Jealous
there,
people,
you know?
they get mad that you ain't mad. You know, they'll try to tear you down bigger, but you know, when you disregard it so nonchalantly, that's what bothers
And
them.
just keep winning.
Yeah.
Just keep winning.
You know, and you ever see a vulture up close? Here, around here you see them. So when one of the animals gets sick and they get ready to start dying, the vultures start flying around. And these things are like, when you see them up close, I don't even know the words to describe. It's something you spiritually feel. It's like they are a representation of death, and it's not like, I don't even know where they come from. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, where do these things come from? Because they're so big and they wings I'm like, they're not in no tree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, they're not in no tree.
And how do they know when to fly through there? Like,
how do they know?
Right.
Because they know when the mountain to come and these crows are like vultures.
Right. That's well
You know what I'm
said.
saying?
Well
these
said.
crows
Well
are
said,
like
man.
vultures. They represent death. They're not. There's no life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
All
right.
you have to do is not answer them. When you answer them, you give them what they want. It's the dumbest thing in the world you're a public figure, so you don't answer nobodies. We're public figures. You don't answer nobodies. It doesn't matter how much you put them in their place or you sun them. People read your comment. They're like, oh, he got him. No. They just want the connection. They just want the answer.
It's like people in...
You can't answer them.
A lot of beefs have started in the comment section. Would you believe that?
No, I know. Bro, the comment section be lit.
Yeah.
And it's like
be lit.
How could you? It's like
You know what I'm
you
saying?
post something and then you got people saying negative stuff. You press block.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You can't. There's
what
no
there's a
way
block button
you
for.
could be arguing with somebody in the comment section that you don't know, you've never met.
But
You know what I'm saying?
speaking of that,
Right.
all those that support me, that be fighting in those comment sections, I thank you. I love
Yes,
you.
God
because-
bless.
Right. God
Thank
bless
you.
that.
I mean, I
Yes.
see you. I recognize you because
Yeah.
somebody come on there and say
Absolutely.
a troll thing about me.
Yeah, because-
you know what I'm saying. You have others come in the
Well,
comments.
now that's
who-
real.
You have to
That's
block
real.
them.
That's real.
Yeah, I
Salute
respect
to that.
Yeah.
Salute to all your supporters,
No,
but the
yeah.
negative people, you press block. And you
Like if
just-
they're like if they're coming straight to you with it bigger, like you just block them. Like they
No,
don't
that's-
even,
yeah.
they don't
Because the
even,
only people
they don't
that-
even deserve to get a reply from you.
Listen,
No, I know,
people
and that's
in
what
the
the
comment
people be
section,
saying.
people in the comment section that say negative crap, the only thing they're gonna do when they see you in person is ask you for a picture.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
only thing they're gonna do.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I
You
know
should never
that.
take somebody that,
Yeah.
oh, you're this and that. When they see you in person,
And
they
that's why-
hyperventilate.
And that's why we never talk crazy about anybody or on the internet or anything, because everybody sees me and my brother outside. We've been everywhere in New York City 1,000 times, and it's documented. You can see it in pictures on Facebook. It's on Instagram. We've been everywhere, and we like going everywhere and not having to watch over our back or worry about somebody.
It's not a good
trying to-
security move.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who wants to upset another man?
That's right. That's right.
I don't want to
That's
upset
right.
no man.
That's right.
Because once I upset you, I gotta worry about you now.
That's right.
Right.
And if I gotta worry about you, that's a dangerous thing.
That's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's best
Speaking
to
correct.
knock it off.
Right.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah.
And we're not afraid to be ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's our masculinity is not in question.
Exactly.
So, you know,
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of the places that we've been seeing, they speak for us.
Red
People
Hook,
seen us.
Brownsville,
We was in
Uptown.
on last year on our birthday.
Fort
We was
Greene.
on.
Yeah.
We was
Carter
walking
Brook.
through Marcy. We had the big bottle of Hennessy. We was just walking through Marcy Projects, just pouring drinks. Everybody can't say that.
We used to
just
run up and down
pouring drinks.
Bed-Stuy, Lafayette Gardens.
Fort Greene.
Man, come on. I'm Red Hook Projects.
It's
Shout out to Fort Greene.
yeah. Shouts to Fort Greene.
Ingersoll.
Yeah, I
Fuck
just
around.
Walt
Fort Greene.
Whitman.
I just saw Spike Lee in there, man.
No,
you see Spike
yeah.
Lee's
No,
in
yeah,
Fort
yeah,
Greene
yeah.
Projects.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
like
Yep.
yeah. So
Man, it's amazing. So,
indeed.
the future of hip hop. Where do we see the future?
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
It's definitely. I don't really see it improving.
I hope it gets
Unless they
back.
sign us up, but
I hope it gets back to a state to where you have to facts. I hope it gets back to a state to where the bars matter and the real solid, cleverly and gracefully thought out music
To when it
comes
get-
back
I
into
hope it
place.
get- yeah.
Because I even see a lot of the little young bucks now. They're starting to say things like, "Nah, like this is whack, man. Like we
I
want to."
think if it get back to a competitive state, the way it was like, once again, that's like my favorite era with all the, the MCs with being competitive, but it stays on wax, but it's fun. You can't wait to hear what this rapper saying about this rapper. Like, get back to the lyrical era, skills.
And that doesn't, like I said, just because it's lyrical doesn't mean it's whack.
Yeah, vocabulary.
It doesn't mean it's
whack. Being lyrical is fun because when you're lyrical, you don't know what the rapper's gonna say next.
That's right.
That's the whole thing about being lyrical. You could rap about
over a hot beat.
Right there. You could rap about anything, that TV, anything.
Over a hot beat.
And make it fun.
See, that's what you call art. That's what you call art.
That's being lyrical.
Right.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what happens with hip hop. I want to see it
definitely
go
want to see
back
it improve.
to consciousness and
that too.
That
too. Shouts to Common. Shouts to J. Cole. Shouts to
Jay with the Damager.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Shouts to Rakim too.
What's the future for the twins?
Some of our best moments ain't even planned.
Yeah, our best moments
great
are not
question.
planned. But if anybody who sees us on social media, definitely we're always posting classic pictures. More classic live performances.
Yeah, we have we got a couple of books coming out with all of our classic celebrity photos collaged. And we're gonna ship a few of them out because we have so many photos. So it's always something that we're into. Like we're gonna we have an album, like I said, that we did with K Slay like probably about 20 years ago. We're gonna get that back online too. Soon as we get the USB plug, we're gonna plug the music and get it back on the internet. We're always into something.
This is like Chuck D. We want to thank Chuck D. Chuck D. He drew this sketch of us and K Slay right here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna probably use this like for the album cover. We're gonna get this on some shirts and stuff like that, and some merch. And shouts to the legendary hip hop icon Chuck D.
Yep, you can look out for a song with us and the great Sean Bigga in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's all part of great work being done.
Absolutely.
You can look for that in the future.
Absolutely.
And a part 2 interview.
That's right. Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep, part 2 interview, but you gotta be, my man is doing something. Like you can't. Anybody knows if you look at our history and look at our resume. We don't do interviews for no-name people or people who are not working hard or doing something. You can't even get us to come outside.
It was an honor when y'all hit me up. Again, I got it, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I took it very honorable,
Appreciate that. Yeah, because we studied the work, and we see your history and what you've been a part of. So we know that like this is not for nothing here. Like we can't even be close to people who don't have some type of history or work ethic behind them.
So it's definitely a pleasure for us to be here, man.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything that you want the world to know, the children, the fans of the twins?
Yeah, well, for us, just the basics, man. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? When negative people come at you, that means you're doing something right. You ignore them just because, like, if you're an entertainer of some sort and somebody hates and makes a video about you, do not respond. You're up here. The second you respond to people that are beneath you, you put yourself right down there with the people that are supposed to be beneath you.
That's right.
So you don't respond to negative people, period, whether it's a video or anything in life.
That's right. That's right. And, be your own biggest fan. Be your own biggest fan. When you do something, put your all into it, and you liking it, as opposed to the world liking it, it's much better than as if like the world likes it, but you don't like it.
Exactly.
I mean, so stand 10 toes on anything that you do.
And stay consistent. Don't go halfway, with anything. Stay consistent.
Yeah. Even if the world doesn't like it, as long as you like it, it's a go.
That's what matters.
Yep.
Nothing can stop you.
That's a beautiful thing, brother. Again, it's such an honor to have
appreciate
you here
it. Thanks
tonight,
a lot.
man.
Yeah, same here,
you know what I'm
Biggs.
saying? I
Same
look
here,
forward to
Bigga.
doing big things with you brothers.
Oh, absolutely. It's
You know
already
what I'm
done.
saying? Yes.
It's already done. You know what I'm saying?
And I thank y'all for tuning in with us. You was here tonight with Bigga Picture.
The Bigga
and
Picture.
The
Shouts to the Bigga Picture.
legendary twins.
You already know.
Appreciate that, man. Y'all see us once
Peace out,
again.
y'all.
Peace.